Hello, Shonda.
Hi, Patrice.
How are you?
I'm good today. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's get right into our topic today. I thought this was an interesting um, thing to discuss. Again, having to do with our immune systems.
Yeah.
Yeah, how to boost our immune systems, but not just how, but how to make it a lifestyle.
Right. Living a lifestyle that boosts our immune system is what our goals are.
So true.
You found this interesting article, and I like reviewing articles, and they're usually just straight to the point, and they're just some good tips. Yeah, why don't you introduce? I think there are a total of 9 items
Yes.
on the list. I was going to say, let's start with the first one. And the first one is probably the most difficult for many people. But
Probably. And the article we're referring to is 9 ways to boost your body's natural defenses. And the number one thing on this list is sleep, getting plenty of it. Yeah.
yeah, and that can be a challenge for many different reasons.
Mm.
So, but what are some things, I guess, what did it talk about? I mean, I have some ideas that come up with myself, about building a routine. I have a routine before I go to bed. What are some things
Wow.
that it mentioned?
It really just started with a study of 164 healthy adults who slept less than 6 hours each night and how they were more likely to catch a cold than those who slept 6+ hours a night. So it
Okay.
began with suggesting you get at least 6 hours of sleep a night. And if you're not, you might be compromising your health.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the goal of that mentioning. Okay. So hours or more.
Yes.
You have to do more than 6 hours. Okay. So yeah,
Mhm.
I know, like, ideally for me, 8 hours is key. It works really well for me. But I know I've just talked to a lot of people and they're like, I can't get to sleep. I'm like, so I think we should talk about some pointers on how these are things that come up to me. Okay.
Mm.
Many people are using these phones at
Ah.
night or the computers, and it's supposed to have the blue light that,
Mm.
stimulates the eyes. So you need to get away from that. Turn down the light, just some things that people may find it that may be preventing them from getting that sleep.
Well, that's very helpful, everything you've mentioned, because again, you're highlighting be intentional. So
Mhm.
you're intentional about getting your body ready to sleep and decompressing. And one of the, like you said, I have a friend who's a doctor, and she always says, get away from those phones and computers before you get to sleep, like you just mentioned. So I think that's something very good to point out, that we should all try to practice that.
Okay.
Mhm.
So what was the second suggestion?
Let's see, the next thing they had was eat more whole plant foods.
Who would have thought? Boost your immune system with plant foods.
Yes, it goes back to what we've talked about before, and embracing a plant-based lifestyle.
Mhm.
This is what
Mhm.
it's all about. Yes,
So I
fueling
guess
our.
there's more numbers supporting that. It's all about research or what they did, and they find that people who eat more plants have.
Well, for one thing, people who eat more plants have less inflammation,
Oh.
because if we have chronic inflammation in our body, then that can lead to things maybe such as arthritis or what have you, that can lead to not being able to get a good night's rest because you're in discomfort. And for more information about eating a more plant-based diet, you can look at our past podcasts where we talk about the plant-based versus the vegan diet.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. So, what more do they have here? Eat
Eat
more
more.
healthy fats.
Yeah. Flax seeds are another excellent source of good fat. And
Mhm.
you introduced me to just throwing a little handful into your smoothie.
Yeah. I don't think you can overdo those flax seeds or the chia seeds,
Yes.
and they are really good about fighting inflammation.
Mm.
And that was the last podcast about. So go back and check. That was episode 34 that we talked about the real benefits of putting those in your smoothies and how easy it is.
So easy. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next one? Let's see. It was eat more fermented foods or take a probiotic supplement. So
Mm-hmm.
I have been one of those people who has taken those probiotic supplements in the past. And I'm not saying they're not good, but the ones that are better than others they're expensive
Mm-hmm.
and they have to be refrigerated. And
Mm-hmm.
so maybe you can talk about ways we can get fermented foods instead of just taking a supplement.
Yeah, because and you don't know if that supplement is, how much vitality it has in it, right? Like you said, the better ones have to be refrigerated and things like that. So, so my favorite way is sauerkraut,
Uh,
which I think when I think of kimchi, it's sauerkraut too, but fermented vegetables can just be, it doesn't have to be cabbage, even though cabbage has a lot of popularity, and I have a really sweet based sauerkraut that is pineapple, red cabbage, and cilantro and things like that. And it's a really good one. It's one that if that everyone has liked, that I've
mm,
allowed to taste it, that I've, introduced it to. There is a very new recipe out there on Real Food and Drinks under fermented vegetables.
mm,
So, and this one is carrots and garlic. So, and they're just so easy to just add to the side of your meal or just
mm.
have a little bit for a snack. And it's a whole food, it's easy, it's inexpensive, and it's just a good thing to do.
I love those examples because they're less expensive than those good probiotics on the shelf.
And much more powerful. I mean,
That's
they contain fiber,
okay.
in
Other good
addition
things.
to the
Mhm.
probiotic. Yeah.
Great point. Great point.
And
Well,
prebiotics. Yeah. It's all in there.
well, that's important stuff. That's important stuff. So that's a great suggestion. And like you said, often you'll see benefits with a healthier gut as a result of making
Mm-hmm.
this part of your regular diet. And then the next one was not surprising, limit added sugars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have always had to avoid sugars. At one time, I even had to avoid fruit, which was not good.
Wow.
But thankful that I got my microbiome back in balance so that I could have fruit again.
Mm,
I don't know what more to say other than I think you can satisfy your sweet tooth with fruit, fresh fruit and dried fruit, a sweeter smoothie if you need it, you know.
wow. A great point. And dates are a great segue to taking yourself off sugar. And honestly, I don't eat a lot of sugar. I'm not going to say I won't ever eat sugar, but I prefer the dates, sweet items made with dates.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what helped me a long time ago was doing a 30-day sugar fast with a friend.
Uh-huh.
And that's where we could do no sugar other than fruit, but we would do no processed sugar or added sugar to things. And then by the end of that, when you're breaking that fast from sugar, and then when you go back to eating something like just off the shelf that has sugar, you're not even wanting it. You don't want it anymore. It's too
Right.
too too sweet.
Too sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it is so good when you get that really good piece of fruit. Like some of my favorites are mangoes, and I like them dried and fresh.
Mm,
The smaller ones, and like dried figs and raisins,
mm.
with nuts. And
All good.
I think I did a date video about putting dates with a
Oh,
little,
I did that. I tried
yeah.
it. So delicious. I think I went overboard on how many I ate that time, but
Mhm.
now I can eat just a couple. But
Right.
yes, one other thing I wanted to mention, or you could elaborate on, I think you shared it years ago, that people recovering from cancer, there's the doctors give them advice regarding sugar, if I'm correct. Well, I think someone had told me that for people who are recovering from cancer survivors, that the doctors recommend don't do sugar because the cancerous cells are attracted to it. So, wow. I mean, I don't want to wait until I have cancer to stop doing sugar.
Yeah, either it's attracted to it or it's causing more inflammation in the body or it's
Yeah.
just causing more energy to be consumed instead of healing. You've got to get rid of that sugar out of your body, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, we are talking about fake sugar. And I call
Yeah,
it
we're
fake
talking about,
sugar, refined sugar,
yes, processed sugar.
processed
Yes.
refined sugar.
Not to be
Yeah.
confused with the fruits and so forth. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, I don't know I'll have to look that up, but I just know that if it's not good for someone who's had cancer, or if you're fighting cancer and you're not supposed to eat sugar, then sugar just probably isn't good for you.
Yeah.
Refined sugar. I
Yeah.
don't know any good quality other than people say it tastes good,
Right.
which you have to
Yeah.
weigh. Is that really good quality? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I know a few months ago or so, my daughter and I did that video about drinking kombucha in place of sodas. So
Okay.
that could be an option if you're hooked on sodas, try a
Mm,
kombucha drink. And they're, you know, far less sugar. I mean, under 10 grams probably than I think it was like 60 grams of sugar in a soda. I mean, that's just
wow. It's a lot.
unbelievable. But yeah, there are so many ways to limit sugar,
Sure.
and still enjoy life.
Yes, and still enjoy life. Yes, indeed. What about the next one I think was engage in moderate exercise.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I see that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So moderate is to me a nice brisk walk. Just a walk that you don't stop, but you're just continuing to walk, for 15, 20 minutes. And it's something that's easy to do.
And
That's
that's
that's the
one of
first thing that comes to mind when I'm thinking about moderate exercise.
and that's one of the first things they suggest is you could do a brisk walk, steady bicycling, jogging, swimming, light hiking. Those are some examples of that. And again, they help to reduce inflammation and promote the healthy turnover of immune cells. Wow.
I also read it said, although prolonged intense exercise can suppress your immune system. So be careful of that. I see a lot of people out there running, running, running. They just look exhausted. I'm like, why are you beating yourself up? That's my thought. There are just easier ways to exercise and not stress yourself out because stress works against your immune system. So I think that there are a lot of people who just overdo it and it's not helping them. They're trying to lose weight. They're wondering why they're not losing weight. And your body's stressed. It's trying to deal with so much and you're causing more stress through that excessive exercise.
Wow, that's a key point to listen to your body
Listen to your
because
body
each of
and
us
be
is
kind to your body.
and be kind to your body because it says,
Mhm.
exercise does the body good,
Mhm.
but if you're overexerting yourself, that might not be the case. Now, there are some exceptions of people that's the way they're made up, the vigorous
Oh
exercising and
yeah, if you feel pumped after it,
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah,
go for it. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I'm glad you brought that point up. I used to feel somewhat guilty. I don't know what other word because I could run, but I was never much of running was not my thing. And I always felt exhausted or my knees would hurt. And then I realized I don't have to run. I can jog or for me, just the walking.
So yeah, so what is it? Were we 7?
7. Yeah. It's stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated.
Mhm.
Yes. So what do they say? I've had my own experiences. What
Okay, regarding staying hydrated, it says hydration doesn't necessarily protect you from germs and viruses, but preventing dehydration is important to your overall health. And dehydration can cause headaches and hinder your physical performance, focus, mood, digestion, heart, and kidney function.
Yeah, yeah. There's also I mean we can't deny that water's important, right? I mean,
True.
everyone knows that, even those who may not be drinking a lot of it, know deep down inside that they should be drinking more water.
Yeah, that's so true. And I think we just get so tempted with so many other drinks from the sweet tea in the South or just juices and all these other drinks where they may have their place, but actually, we need the water and we're not getting the water we need from these other drinks.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to invite everyone. I'm gonna put a link down there. When I researched water many years ago, about 4 years ago, I researched water and I was drinking a lot of water back then. And, just after my research, and then I slowly dwindled. And I think I mentioned in the last podcast that I dwindled in. So since then, about a week and a half now, I have increased, probably almost doubled my water intake. And I can
Wow.
tell you, it feels much better. I feel much better. It is helping your immune system to be strong and healthy, because all the functions that your body's supposed to do and fight those germs and bacteria, the ones that are supposed to be fought anyway. And
Good stuff. Good stuff. And like you, I've been drinking more water and I definitely have seen the benefits. For one thing, it makes my face less congested. My skin
mhm,
feels better. And also, I used to eat when I was thirsty, actually.
uh-huh.
And so I would just eat, and there wouldn't even be room left to drink anything. So when I'm hungry, I first say, have I had anything to drink?
Mhm.
Sometimes
Yeah,
I just
that's
need
true.
to.
I heard that a lot of people eat and really all they are thirsty.
Yes,
They
yes,
drink instead of, right. Yeah. And I was
yes.
one of those people that never got thirsty. I wasn't eating a lot of snacks or things like that, but I just never got
Mhm.
thirsty. But that does not mean anything to many. I mean, it may be something to, if you're thirsty, of course, drink water, but maybe if you're not thirsty, drink water because your body can get used to not being well hydrated.
I got used to not being well hydrated, and then even my daughter, for at a time, didn't have enough water, wasn't taking enough, and the dehydration can lead to headaches.
Yeah.
So if people are getting headaches, especially in the summertime, and if your kids are doing any activities outside, you need to make sure you check on the hydration. Are you
Yeah,
getting enough water? Yeah.
especially. Yeah. Yeah. I think, and I like to say that I know, the sweating and the water, they go hand in hand. I don't do much sweating, but it's very healthy for you. And sometimes I do when I do my saunas. And I know I drink a lot of water then. So,
Yes.
yeah, drink water,
Yes.
right?
Yep. And then
Okay.
next, manage your stress levels. Wow.
Well, yeah. Yeah. I don't even remember when I realized that stress, when I really took it in, that stress was, causes health issues. Any kind of stress, but we are talking about, I guess, manage your stress levels. We're talking about how are you dealing with the stress that's in your life. So,
Hmm.
yeah, what is it? Does it give pointers or?
Well, good question. It says long-term stress promotes inflammation as well as imbalances in immune cell function. That does not sound good.
Yeah. So we're back to inflammation, and yeah, you're just wreaking havoc on your cells, right? By being stressed, because it's like they're like, oh, what do I do?
Yeah.
That's what I imagine, If they're
Mm,
stressed out, they're not relaxed, they can't do their job. I'm just thinking in general, but I'm sure there's some truth to that.
true. And what they also went on to say is because you want to minimize stress, some activities that might help manage stress, because we all have stressful situations. That's how life is. But learn to manage them. And some ideas were meditation, exercise,
Hmm.
journaling, yoga, and other practices. So,
Yoga, that's mine. Yeah.
yeah.
It is so relaxing. So yeah.
But find out what's relaxing to you.
Hmm.
Everyone's different. Sometimes I know my son likes to listen to music,
Hmm.
relaxing music. So
Hmm.
that's another de-stressor. Or those balls, as funny as it might seem, for some people, just that stress ball, especially at
Mhm,
work, where you
mhm,
can't just go off and do some yoga, you
mhm.
can maybe use that stress ball. But yeah, just the whole, I totally understand where they're coming from with this about how you need to lower your stress levels, because I've had more than one friend where maybe they have hypertension or the high blood pressure, and even heart disease or the beginning of heart disease, and they've had health scares. And after all those examinations, it turns out the doctor says you need to manage your stress better.
So that's just something that we need to do. And
Yes.
that's something, no matter what, all these things are really good. It's all about an immune boosting health lifestyle is what we're going for.
Yeah.
But stress, maybe that should have been number one. I don't know if these are ordered, but I think that it's pretty high on the list to deal with.
Yeah, it's pretty high on the list. I think a lot of us ignore it, but it's pretty high on our list. And one other good thing for stress management, if you're a prayerful person, don't overlook praying during times of stress.
Yeah. I like that one.
Yeah. And
Okay.
the last one, I don't think we need to camp out too much on this one. It's supplement wisely. Supplement wisely. And so I guess to go back to what we've said in the past, if you're really practicing a healthier lifestyle, which is more plant-based diet, then maybe you don't even need supplements at all.
Right.
Yeah.
The best form of vitamins and minerals, and nutrients is food. I would suggest most of it come from food. And we just learned how to supplement the hyper-nourishing smoothie. Remember? That's
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just to piggyback off of what you said, if you do find that you might need to use some supplements, just be wise in your selection, because if you find that 99-cent supplement, then you probably need to beware, because you don't know what else is in there. And I know you can have dyes, you can have all these other things. So looking for a plant-based supplement is ideal when that's offered. And then also, I do know it's quite common for people to be have low levels of vitamin D. So if you need to supplement, that's okay, do it, but be wise about what supplements you're actually putting into your body.
Yeah, because you don't know what's in there, and
No.
it may not even be enough to do anything in the first place. So go for the food, and you can supplement if you choose, but go for the food.
Amen. That's a good point. I love that. And you do know that you can, even if you don't have a regular doctor, you can go to many of these labs and order labs, I believe, to get your levels checked.
Yeah.
If you're already in the habit of taking a plethora of supplements, you may not need to be doing that. You can always have your blood checked out to see, well, do I even need these supplements? Maybe I'm taking more than I need.
Yeah,
not realizing
that's
it.
a good
Yeah.
idea.
So this is all I had from this wonderful article from Healthline, and maybe we can provide a link to this article.
Yeah, but I think we covered it all. It said the bottom line, you can make several lifestyle and dietary changes today to strengthen your immune system. So that's the message today, right?
I like that today. But we just want to encourage everyone who's listening. If you decide to make even just one change, let us know about it, because we want to encourage you. And then we also want to hear how it's working out for you and what are the benefits that you've noticed. So let us know.
Yeah, please do. Thanks.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed watching today's video of our podcast. A link to the show notes can be found below this video. Also, please subscribe so you won't miss any future videos. And be sure to comment below and let us know what you think about this format. Until next time, let's just be real.